What's going on, guys? Welcome to another edition of the WCW Nitro Podcast. I'm your host. I'm Notorious One. I am Dom. Today, I'm here with my special guest, first time appearance on the Nitro Podcast, the Dominican Dream, Papi Platano. And I'm also here with my man all the way down in Delaware. I'm here with BDC. Brothers, what's going on, guys? How y'all doing?
Hey, yo. You know who I am, but you don't know why I'm here. Why am I here, Dom?
You are here because it's the Nitro Podcast. We want you to come on the episode and see what we're all about. So we kicked off the show with a 10-bell salute. We just recently lost Steve Mongo McMichael. Mongo McMichael, he's one of the commentators on our show, and it's only right we pay homage to the Chicago Beard class of 1985 great. Four Horsemen, the man who was in the main event at WrestleMania 11, Hartford, Connecticut, with Lawrence Taylor.
Yes. Yeah, it's heartbreaking. He's one of those guys that he was never a main event guy for me, but man, he took it. He got my attention. He had me watching, waiting to hear what he said, and may you rest in peace, my brother. I know you were suffering and you battled an uncurable disease, but I hope Rick is took care of you and your family, and yeah, we'll keep all those other women down on a good scholarship when you go back up there. Inside joke, if we all know what that's from. Love you, Mongo. This one's for you, Papa.
Yes, sir. You know, as the saying goes, you know how they like to put the F word in front of everything, but fuck ALS, fuck Lou Gehrig's disease. That shit is no joke.
Yeah, man.
No joke.
Totally agree.
Mm-hmm.
Totally agree.
Yep.
Well, let's get on to WCW where the big boys play, where I'm coming from, making the jump from the one side of the street to the other side. You know, they like to jump back and forth and heel.
Yes, sir. All right, we're taking it back to December 11, 1995, and they are in Charlotte, North Carolina. Woo! Woo! All right, we got Steve Mongo.
For those that don't know, haven't been following me on the IDM pod, this is my buddy, the nature boy, Ric Flair. Woo!
Woo! All right, well, we got Steve Mongo McMichael, Bobby the Brain Heenan, and Eric Bischoff on commentary, and they advertised that the main event will be Sting and Hulk Hogan taking on the Four Horsemen of Ric Flair and Arn Anderson.
Yep.
So,
yep.
Okay, looking forward to that main event.
Yeah, any main event with those four guys, I'm gonna be sitting there and watching. I don't know why I wasn't watching WCW at this time, because I was in New York. I wasn't watching that WCW thing.
He's watching WWF. It's all good.
It's all good. I didn't even know that even existed. That's crazy.
Yeah, they also talked about the World Cup versus Japan and how the U.S. was in trouble with
Starrcade, 95.
Yep, at Starrcade. Yep, they were going to be in trouble. That Japan was going to take it. Was going to take it easily. Yeah, good times.
All right, well, the show kicks off after these guys stop talking. The bell rings, and we see Eddie Guerrero and Mr. JL in the ring, and a very fast-paced match where both men showcase their ability. And basically, long story short, Eddie, he wins the match with like the sunset flip reversal.
Yes.
Yeah. Counter after counter after counter.
Yes. Do you think this match was like rushed?
I wouldn't say it was rushed, but it just seems like the chemistry wasn't there between him and JL.
Right.
JL, if anyone doesn't know who Mr. JL is, that is Jerry Lynn, probably one of the greatest ECW legends of all time. If you see any of his matches in ECW, actually, you won't see some of the mistakes that maybe you weren't trying to see. Looking at Eddie, and I'm like, maybe he needed to slow down for JL for a little bit, but there was some decent maneuvers here and there. It was I wouldn't say it was a back and forth. It was more of a showcasing of Eddie Guerrero, and surprisingly, that's not too often that they do that for someone of his stature at that time. Normally, a guy at his size, 5'7", 5'8", they're not looking to make him like a superstar. I mean, granted, WCW was trying to go a different pattern than WWF. They
Right.
were going WWF light. They were going WCW. So it was a good showcase for me for Eddie Guerrero. Obviously, Dom, you know from another podcast that we record, he's one of my favorites, if not probably the number one guy for me to watch. And a little bit disappointed on what I saw, but still entertaining enough for me to stay.
Right. Yeah. I noticed that there were times where JL actually looked clunky in the ring. It wasn't as clean as we gotten used to seeing with the cruiserweights, and I don't know if it's the layoff because there was a couple of weeks that they just didn't have they had cruiserweights on literally every week, and then it was just like they just kind of forgot they were there, and now they're kind of bringing them back, and it just seemed clunky. But I mean, all in all, cruiserweights are going to cruiserweight, but the match could have been better, but it was still a decent match for what it was.
Yeah, like I said, it's very fast paced, and Eddie Guerrero got the win. So okay, wait to kick off the show. All right, well, after this, we see Mean Gene Okerlund. He's out about to interview Lex Luger, and Lex Luger has Jimmy Hart in his corner. And Jimmy says, Lex Luger, he's the uncrowned WCW champion. And they show Lex Luger working on the Macho Man at World War III. Then he said if Hogan didn't stop Macho Man, that Luger would be the champ.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said that Sting and Luger are friends, and basically let the best man wins. And congratulations to Lex Luger. You're now a Hall of Famer in the WWE. You definitely deserve that. Happy that you're there. Well deserved, Luger.
Yep.
Well deserved.
I'm glad you got to experience that too, because
right.
I'm tired of seeing some of these guys that passed away, regardless of what their status is with the E. Like, come on, man. They bust their butt. They put in the work, and looking at their career, you got to give it to him. Maybe Lex wasn't one of my favorites growing up, but you got to give it to the guy. He was literally the total package.
He was a WCW cornerstone, and you can't deny that. So the fact that it took him this long, I mean, I get it. He came to WWE. He didn't work out. He had his two gimmicks. They didn't go over well. But at the end of the day, this dude was WCW through and through. He was a cornerstone of that franchise, and he deserved very much to be in the Hall of Fame. And it should not have taken this long. And I don't know if it was his out of the ring troubles and things of that nature. I mean, you literally get to a point where it's like, yo, did he do it in the ring? Yes. Give him the honor. Note the trouble, but give him the honor. Stop, it's like you have people that literally go out here. It's like, oh well, he would be in the Hall of Fame if he didn't do A, B, and C. He's not a role model. Exactly. He's not. Out here for his character. He was there for what he did in the ring, and what he did in the ring was pretty damn good. That it shouldn't have taken this long for him to be in the Hall of Fame.
Seriously.
So with that being said, I gotta throw you the curveball, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Does Chris Benoit deserve to be in the Hall of Fame for his wrestling accolades alone?
Quietly.
Yes.
Yep.
Put him in. You put him in, but don't announce it.
Okay.
He could be in like how they got Kamala in this year. Kamala and
yeah, I mean, because technically, there's no one's going to induct him. So you could put him in as a legacy. You could definitely do that.
Yeah.
I think it'll never happen. I mean, maybe it happens under Triple H. I doubt it, but it was never going to happen under Vince because Vince was duped.
Yeah.
He did a whole show. He killed a whole angle. He did a whole show honoring him only to find out what he found out later, and then he had to do another show basically reversing all that. So it was never going to happen under Vince. Under Triple H, maybe again. But I think it would be a situation where it wouldn't be announced because the backlash would be heavy. Mm-hmm. So you would probably just slide him in there, put him in. People see him. I mean, because the Hall of Fame isn't an actual place yet. Yeah. So, people go and they see Hall of Fame stuff and they'll just say, oh, shoot, Benoit's here.
Yeah. I mean
that's how you do it. Because the bottom line is he is one of the greatest cruiserweights they've had, period. He's one of the greatest wrestlers they've had, period. And there is there is a fair argument to say that because of his wrestling, because of the type of wrestling he did, the headbutts off the top rope and things like that caused CTE, that they are partially, if not completely, responsible for him doing what he did. If you follow the vein of, he did it versus the conspiracy theories that are out there. Bottom line is, if CTE was a part, those flying headbutts was a part of that, and in turn would be his wrestling is actually part of the cause. So how do you turn your back on something that you created?
Yeah, it's tough. It's a slippery slope, and it's
very much so.
You can't get it right. You're not going to get a right or wrong answer either way you go. I think honestly they're never going to put him in just because of what had happened, and it's sad because somebody else could have been in the Hall of Fame as well that wasn't at home in her accolades, but because of what went on, she unfortunately will not be involved in.
And that's a damn shame because woman very much could have been. She definitely deserves.
Hell of a career. Yeah.
But unfortunately, because of, like we said, we all know what's going on.
You can't put one in without the other at this point. Yeah. And you can't not put one in without the other.
Yeah. It's the sad truth.
Mm-hmm.
No matter where you go with that, it's
yeah.
You're rolling the dice and you're coming out loser no matter what.
Yeah. It's craps all the way.
What if they had what'd you say, like the legacy one? What if they put like Kevin Sullivan with Nancy? Because don't forget she was his manager at one point.
Definitely not.
No.
Because conspiracy theories ride high that he's the actual reason why they're gone. So you can't even do that.
Yeah, I've seen.
You can't even do that. Yeah.
Never mind.
There's I think I sent you something, Dom, online outside of this that we've never spoken on the camera, but
yeah,
we're not gonna bring it up just because this.
Right. This is not the time.
Not the time, and I don't want the cuckoos showing up on this show.
Chris Benoit,
I mean, I know
coming soon. Don't worry.
Yeah, I mean, I know we want viewership, but I don't think we want it like that.
No. Unfortunately,
definitely
that's the only way.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
Isn't it sad? You can't preach positivity. You got to be negative to get views.
Hey, it's a new day. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. All right. Well, our next match made no damn sense to me, but all right. You have the Disco Inferno taking on Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff.
God.
Oh, my goodness.
With that god-awful intro.
I was going to ask you guys about that. Was that real?
Yeah, that was real.
It was a thing.
When did he become so fascinated with himself? Because he wasn't like that in WWF.
No.
He wasn't even like that when he started out in WCW. It was I don't know. It was just a gimmick change. It just kind of happened. It kind of coincided with his tagging with Paul Roma.
Pretty Paul, or Pretty Wonderful.
Yeah, Pretty Wonderful. Yeah.
Wonderful. Oh man, but all right. So this match right here, you got two heels taking place. Like why? Like why would you have Disco? Yes, you're trying to push Disco, but how's Paul Orndorff going to put him over?
Well, if that's what you were trying to do, you failed because he got about a good minute or so of offense in, and then he showboated, got reversed, and then it was pretty much all Orndorff after that. So that didn't work.
This is 1995. Can you believe 10 years ago he was in the main event of WrestleMania 1?
Yeah,
that's
Hogan. A crazy thing.
That
is crazy.
And he still looks the same.
Yeah.
Yep.
The only thing that's different from Paul Orndorff, besides that damn music, was that ugly ass elbow drop he was doing.
Oh, that dancing whatever the fuck that was.
Road dog elbow drop. Like, all right, what are you doing?
You look at him like, dude, anytime now, bro. Anytime.
I was confused
now.
Too.
Okay.
Like you guys
now.
Because I know Disco was young at this point. I was thinking maybe is he like an enhancement talent, or is he going to be highlighted?
No,
because
they've been pushing him week after week. Like he might not wrestle every week, but he's out there. He's just dancing, and
yeah, he literally.
And then the old veteran said, "All right, I'm a kill this." You want to show off? Nah.
I mean, he literally debuted on one of the earlier episodes of Nitro. So, and at a point, he was literally on every week. They had him dancing, not necessarily wrestling, but he was on every week.
Jesus.
And then that stopped.
Sounds like WWF or E down in the late 20s or 2000s. Someone get a nice push as soon as some guy that freaking Vince got infatuated with, toss him to the side. F him. Doesn't have the charisma that I want.
Basically.
He's not aggressive enough.
All right,
I need ruthless aggression.
All right, well, Paul Orndorff,
give me some Swedish fish. Oh.
Match is pointless like WWE in 2010.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Wow.
All right. Well, Mean Gene, he's out here with the Horseman. No Chris Benoit sighting. We still don't know how Chris Benoit ended up as a Horseman. They just announced it that Chris Benoit is the fourth member of the Horseman.
And he's been ever since, but he's never been there.
Seen them together.
He's never.
Before?
No, it was like maybe like 2 or 3 weeks beforehand.
Oh wow.
He was.
That's why you should have called me. No, I'm just kidding. I needed to do that research.
At this point, he has only been a member of the Four Horsemen in name only.
Yeah,
he has never made an appearance.
Yep. All right, so
there was never this.
No, he was there. He just never came out. He was in the limo or in the jet getting ready after one of their matches and stuff like that.
He didn't even show in like in the dark matches, or we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Nope, no dark matches.
All right, well, at this time for the Horsemen, you got Brian Pillman, Ric Flair, and Arn Anderson, and basically me and Gene asked Pillman what's it like being a member of the Four Horsemen, and
the rails came off.
Yeah, he was all over the place. Pillman just naming every single wrestler, saying Mr. Wonderful could have been a Four Horseman, and then
He
Wonderful.
could have been.
I thought about it. He could have been.
He fit the mold. He fit the mold.
He could have. He definitely could have. He could have been that Tully.
Maybe, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that.
But Wonderful comes out. He said that he could have been a horseman, but Pillman's just that horseman member that just carries the bags and plays chauffeur, and that sets Brian Pillman off. And then they attack Mr. Wonderful, and actually they're trying to break it up at first, but horseman do what horseman does.
Yep.
Spike pile driver on the floor.
Yeah.
On the floor.
And then he couldn't feel his feet.
Yeah.
My man had no boots on. He just
If there was ever a time he should feel his feet, it was now without his boots on.
Yep.
Couldn't feel nothing.
Oh man, they put him on the gurney. He just laying there. Mongo's like, I seen guys like this playing it down, and he tried to get up.
He's calling out names.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my goodness.
I mean, that whole segment ran into halfway the next freaking match. They couldn't get for some reason they couldn't get him out of there. I don't know what was happening.
I'm like, is this delayed or this can't be
yeah, they just couldn't get him out of Dodge. I don't know why.
Oh God.
All right, well, our next match we have Lex Luger with Jimmy Hart taking on Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and they were hyping Jim Duggan up like he's one of the strongest man of all time, and we know where they both came from.
I hate to say it, I never thought about that with Jim Duggan.
Never.
I just thought
not even close.
Big fat guy that just can wrestle somewhat or just has my attention.
Yeah, he never.
He's just a big guy who had fascination for garden tools. He called them out all the time.
Oh.
What's your favorite Jim Duggan match of all time, BDC?
You really want an answer to that right now? Yeah, I don't have one.
Exactly. I can't think of nothing either.
Honestly, for me as a kid, it was all about his entrance.
That's it.
That's all that got me. I was like, USA.
Yeah, waving the flag.
2x4, and I'm like, okay.
3-point.
The biggest
3-point stance.
And I was done. I don't remember anything else.
It was like I was like Hacksaw Jim Duggan, cool. He does a 3-point stance. Did he ever play football?
Mm-hmm.
I
guess so. At some point,
he was on the Bills or something like that. Him and Luger, not at the same time, but yeah.
Yeah, they both played professionally for a little bit.
Yeah, like The biggest thing about him was when he changed his knee pad to have stars on it.
Yeah. The funniest thing is, on our podcast journey, I was trying to, see what wrestlers I can get on the show. So I found Hacksaw's contact information because he came to Mohegan Sun. So I emailed, and his wife Deborah responded. So I was like, "Hey, I'd like to have Hacksaw come on our podcast, and we'd like to, chat up about his career." And then she said, "Oh, thank you, appreciate that." But Hacksaw has his own podcast. I never heard Hacksaw have no damn podcast.
He does?
Exactly.
But my thing is, here's the thing. You got your own podcast. That's great. But what would preclude you from not being on another one if you have your own? I mean, not for anything, but I see people collab on podcasts all the time.
Yeah.
But you have your own podcast and you can't be on anybody else's because you have your own?
I mean,
I ain't know my man.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
The cat's out of the bag. I'm going to be doing a podcast with a buddy of ours. We don't know when it will be released, but I'll be doing that down the road.
Traitor!
I'm just trying to promote.
No, I hear you because I connected Dom with a guy that works out of Georgia. I don't know if you guys have made the connection yet.
Actually, I got to reach out.
Yeah.
WrestleMania season. I've been busy, man.
Yep. Yeah. But hopefully they'll get, because he does some wrestling stuff along with his Atlanta Falcons stuff, which was the exact reason I was like, all right, you know what, I'm gonna send him Dom because Dom will be there all day, and so we'll see how that goes. Dom become a fixture, and then he'll no longer have time for little old me.
Please, yeah, right. I know where we started. All right, back to this Luger and Duggan match. Basically, long story short, Duggan wraps his hands in the tape.
Or he tried to.
He tried to roll with some tape.
Tape was still on his head.
Jimmy Hart interfered by holding the 2x4, and Luger knocks him into the 2x4, and then Luger hits Duggan with the torture rack for the win. Oh.
He's sitting there dangling. Because if the point was to let the referee know that he was taping his hand, then it's pretty obvious why he had him in the torture rack and the tape is still hanging off of his head. Like, I could call it DQ, but he's getting fucked up right now, so we're just gonna go ahead and let him tap.
I'm thinking to myself, wait, is Luger the heel or is he the babyface now?
Luger's an in-betweener right now.
Yeah, but I just
man, as soon as he got in the back, I'm like, oh, okay.
Everybody loves that move.
Yeah,
I still do. I don't even want to say it. It needs to be on AEW TV. It is a
very unique move in that where he puts you on and he starts.
Yeah.
It's just you just see the guys over there. It's like,
pay homage.
Powerhouse.
Yeah.
Powerhouse.
Brian Cage.
Oh.
Well,
I gotta say Powerhouse. You gotta build that guy. That's the guy I want. Get somebody with Powerhouse going.
In WWE, I have somebody who should definitely be doing that move, but it's not a guy.
Jordan Grace or Zarya?
I think Zarya.
Oddly enough,
Raquel.
Oddly enough, it's not even somebody who's currently on the WWE who's on the main roster or the NXT roster. There's a girl who's fighting in LFG right now. Name is Bailey Humphrey.
That's that chick that had that power bomb looking.
She's the chick that broke out. What's the guy's name? The Iron. What is his name? The Iron. I can't remember his name.
She had that wild move. That move was crazy.
Yeah, but she literally. It was literally a power bomb into a jackhammer. It was a power bomb into a jackhammer.
Yeah, so it starts off as a power bomb going to a jackhammer
power
slam. I'm like, that is ridiculous.
Yeah, there's a dude who created that move, and she calls the move the mercy kill.
Yes,
but I could see her doing that torture rack because she could just pretty much. She looks like she could literally wreck any woman that's in any of the divisions and just crush them. Yeah, I could just see it. She is a monster. She is a monster.
Would you mind seeing Jade do that? Most of the girls
Jade?
I
wouldn't mind it.
Me neither. I wouldn't mind it.
I mean,
I think
she's got the Jaded, but with the Torture Rack to add to it, she's got a submission move to add to her arsenal.
Well, yeah, because I mean, right? Because between Jordan Grace and Jade, like I'm looking at the women who are like the power threats. Like, don't get me wrong, Raquel could use it because Tahana Bomb is meh.
Raquel should use it. She got the back for it.
Yeah. She shows it off. She shows it off consistently.
No bullshit. Like,
yeah, she definitely So,
but that might be interesting.
But I agree with you. The Torture Rack needs to be in rotation. It needs to be in rotation.
Facts. AJ used to do it, but then he turned it like a Torture Rack into like a shoulder breaker type thing.
Almost like a reverse TKO type of deal.
Yeah.
I liked it, but I'm with you on that. It's like let the big men, the big meaty men slapping meat do that.
I wish we had like that character, like Steve Corino, the king of old school, come back, bring back some old gimmicks, like some old wrestling moves, like chain wrestling, and playing to the crowd.
You did, but he's retired. Bryan Danielson.
He'll be back.
Nah, I think he's done. That neck is excommunicado.
Who's that?
Danielson.
Bryan.
Oh yeah, he's not coming back.
he said it. He's no done. No more.
He's done so.
No more.
He is done so.
All right.
And I hope he stays away. Not because I don't like him. I love him to death, but for his health and his safety, please just.
Yeah. He doesn't have to do it anymore.
Yeah, you have nothing to prove, brother. You've done everything that I think you needed to do. You came back from a 5-year hiatus.
Yeah, he went on top. He had a good run.
A great run, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. All
right.
Well, after this, Mean Gene Okerlund, he's with the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Macho Man is your champion, and Savage said that he's thinking about next week that he's going to defend the title against the Giant. So, Platinum, you haven't known what's going on with us. So, the title was vacant. World War III took place. 60 men inside the ring, 3 rings, and basically the final 4 was it Giant, Luger, Savage, and Hogan. Right, BDC? That was like the final 4 right there.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, so nobody expected Savage to get the win because he had a match earlier that night against Lex Luger, and Lex Luger was working on that shoulder the whole time. Come to find out later on that night, this dude's your winner.
Yep. Came in and just took it.
Why does it feel like Mach never wins the title like without an injury? It's always he's working so far underneath that he makes you think that he's not going to get in, and then boom. He pulls it out. I don't know if you noticed that from WWF to WCW.
He's always that underdog. He could definitely sell. It looks good. It's the believability to that.
It's wonder why Clay Brooks loves him to death.
Everybody loves Macho.
I do too.
Yeah.
Except for Hogan.
Oh. Hogan hates a lot of things.
Oh no.
That's why I hate the 2 guys on this podcast.
What do you guys think Hogan and Bischoff was talking about? That new video that just came out.
I don't care.
Who's the third man?
Neither do I.
I don't care.
What if it's Sting?
You want to know why I don't care?
It won't be Sting.
No. You want to know truly why I don't care? Eric Bischoff probably had one good idea, and he's ran with it for 20 plus years. Everything else, I don't normally talk negative about anybody, but honestly, you had one great idea, and granted, it changed the landscape of wrestling for a few years. Other than that,
yeah, your great idea Your great idea did not come with the second great idea to keep things running after that great idea died.
I'm sorry. Just tell me anything else wrestling related, not outside. I know he's done a lot of other things, and I'm glad he did. But when you're talking about just pure wrestling, the idea that worked, not didn't work, that worked. And
New Blood didn't work.
Nope.
New Blood didn't work.
Just like CM Punk saying, "Tell me why I'm telling lies."
Yeah, Goldberg's second undefeated run didn't work.
Listen,
Goldberg first time in NWO, two hottest things that are in DDP.
I'll give you that.
Yeah, but that's why I said his second undefeated run didn't work.
But I'm counting.
In the cruiserweights.
But that's all in 2 years, though. You got to think about it. NWO, Goldberg, and DDP. That's all with 2-3 years span.
Cruiserweights, DDP, Goldberg, NWO.
That's it. Within 2 years, that's it.
And Sting's Darkade.
Which one?
When he won the
one
title.
he didn't tan?
Yep.
But then what happened last week?
Yeah,
they stripped the belt. Stupid.
Oh, and Luger. The debut. Monday Night Wars.
That was smart, though.
Yeah, so yeah, a few. That's it.
But I'm talking about impactful. That, like, left a lasting image.
Oh, just the NWO, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, Hogan. That's basically it. And the cruiserweights.
Yep. Greatest idea he ever had was to help tank his own promotion.
Oh, God.
Basically.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing, yeah.
Yeah.
That was the greatest idea he ever had, tank his own promotion.
Hey, I know I'm ready for the hate. It is what it is, but I'd rather take the hate than somebody else.
But you're not wrong, though.
No.
Because Immortal worked so well in TNA.
Immortal and Fortune.
Ay. I remember watching that a little bit, and then I'm like, oh, change the channel. I love all types of wrestling, but I was just like, oof.
Yeah.
Mega oof.
Yeah.
All right. Main event time. We have Ric Flair and Arn Anderson taking on Sting and Hulk Hogan. Sting's music is taking place, and Hogan nowhere to be found, but he came out a little bit later, and I don't know what's up with that. Don't know.
He came out running.
Man, I was like, did they just miss the boat on Hollywood Hulk Hogan a year early? Because that could have been like the seed right there.
They did. Ever since Hogan came back, the fans been booing the hell out of him. I even got in my notes. Bobby Heenan said Hogan can't buy a friend right now. And then while Sting and Arn Anderson in the ring wrestling, the fans are chanting Hogan suck. You got a few Hogan fans there, but they got a lot of people saying Hogan suck, and they're booing. And the question is, are they tired of the red and yellow? Because they were getting tired after WrestleMania 9 of Hogan, or were they booing him because they're in Horseman country?
Could have been a combination of both.
Well, here's the thing. Hogan spent a good month and a half, at least, out of the yellow and red.
So you had a plan, little
he had
black.
Right. He was wearing the black leading up to Havoc. So it's like, how'd you get tired of it that quickly when it just came back?
The fans?
But fans are fickle. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Yeah, the hell I should have.
Now, I know the internet is still in its pre-infancy at this time. Were the fans starting to take over, like the smart marks? Were they starting to take over the industry at the time, where they were, hey, let's boo this jerk off. He's a good guy, but F him.
Some people knew. We didn't know, but some people knew. Like ECW fans, they knew.
Yeah,
that was going on.
That's when you start to see the signs show up when things happen. It's like, hey, how did you know? Yeah, you knew.
Do you think it was like really truly guys within the industry that were leaking the stuff, or was it like the producers and stuff trying to like put the news out there just so they can have people come back to watch the shows. Because I've always been curious about that, even to this day. It's like, oh, why we got all these leaks from? Like, I don't know. It just seems like there's too much insider knowledge from guys that aren't wrestlers that know way too much.
It's the guys that's not wrestlers. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
They want to see who's going to leak what.
Well, I mean, think about it. Leaking, the only difference between what happens now and what happened back in the 90s was back in the 90s, there was a 900 number attached to it.
Ah, yes.
That was the difference.
And they still didn't give you the info.
Nope.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the difference. It's like, it was coming from official channels, but it wasn't official.
But what I am liking, though, too, because everybody, I know we're not, I know we're the WCW podcast, but Mania just happened, 41. Everyone was expecting The Rock to show up.
And he did not.
And he did not. And that was probably the best thing for that. They tell you what you think is going to be there. You expect it.
But that's kind of what they've been on the last couple of years.
Yeah.
That's what they've been on. They've been able to keep the secrets again. They've been able to hold shit down and keep you out of the loop. They've been able, I don't know what's changed, but they've been able to successfully pull it off now for the last at least 2-3 WrestleManias.
I know.
They've been able to pull that off.
I know what it is. The general has changed over. We got a new guy running the show.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
sometimes Triple H ain't letting shit leak.
Nope. Sometimes that old samurai must put his shield down and let the young one take over.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Yep.
And I love it. That's why you got to tune in each and every week.
Yep. Yeah. Now you got to be invested if you want. You got to be invested unless you want to miss something.
And it's not just WWE itself. It's all shows around the wrestling industry. You really do not know what to expect anymore, and I love it. Like you said,
right?
It's must watch, especially around this time of year, regardless. But competition is what we needed, and this is.
And I mean,
we're not gonna get what we're seeing now, obviously, or in a couple of years when you guys continue with your show, which you will.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we got a lot of content. We can see.
Oh yeah.
5 years worth.
Yep. We're only 15 episodes in. Still got another 6+ years to go.
Oh boy.
All right. Well, the finish of this match, while Arn Anderson and Ric Flair are working on Sting, Hogan's trying to do everything in his power to get into the ring. Obviously, the refs, no, you can't do it. But Sting,
hold on.
Wait,
he was doing this best impression of AJ Lee at WrestleMania.
No, I'm even
talking about too, right?
Which one?
Where she just
yeah.
And Paige is like, really? Like,
I have to call a shot beforehand because I'm sorry. When Hogan got shot, I needed one when this part came up. When Hogan was getting jumped by Luger and Luger put him in the torture rack and the referee was distracted looking dead at him, that was great.
Oh my God.
That was great.
I'm like,
And you know who the referee was? Our boy
Randy Anderson.
Yeah, Randy Anderson. Come on, man.
hey, I've been watching you guys, so.
Damn, Randy.
It was like, I'm looking at him like.
And Randy's like, oh, okay, I'm not supposed to be watching.
And then after he's done, Luger was done racking him. Now, mind you, if he saw Hogan getting racked, Luger looked dead at Randy Anderson while he was racking him, like kind of like this. He was like, And then, wait, and then he drops him and he runs. It's like, what are you running for at this point? Everybody's seen you. What are you running for?
Randy Anderson was like that cat meme where he's like,
WCW. All right, well, y'all know how the match ended. Yeah. Hogan gets the win. Hogan with the big boot, Sting with a Stinger splash, leg drop, match over. Hogan and Sting are winners.
But I one more thing, because I've watched wrestling a lot of years. We've all watched wrestling a lot of years. How many times have you seen a lukewarm hot tag?
Oh, yeah.
Yo,
That Joker was lukewarm as hell. I was like, what?
I'm expecting to hot tag everybody, and then I'm like, ooh.
Like somebody just threw ice down my back. What happened?
Yeah, I was like, ooh, that didn't feel right. Even the ending didn't match. I was like,
that was horrible.
Oh. Yeah, so Brian Pillman comes out. He starts attacking Hogan. And Luger comes out. He's directing Pillman. And Sting's trying to break things up. And basically, Sting cleans house. Macho Man comes out. And he accidentally punched Macho. Or so you think.
Yep. So you think. Which leads into another promo.
Mean Gene. He comes out. And he said that Sting is friends with Luger and Hogan. But what is going on? And then it's a lot of turmoil with these guys for the past couple of weeks. And then, you know what's crazy? Savage said, everybody needs to take a chill pill. Like, because, you know, he's always the one.
Everybody needs to chill.
I'm like, looking at him. I'm like, you know damn well you don't trust Hogan.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Knowing that nowadays.
I know from the past, I can't trust you. You always after this belt.
That belt, got lust in his eye, and all of that.
Yeah, man. The crazy thing in watching that promo was just like,
yep.
You're all asking, what's happening? It is all right there. Don't nobody need to say shit. You're friends with Luger. Why are you friends with Luger? He explained that 2 weeks ago. We need to be all on the same page. Why are we not on the same page? That was explained last week. Like Dom and I had this conversation where they run promos every now and then, and the promos are just rehashes of previous promos, which is basically exactly what this one was. Where it was basically every answer to every question they had was something they had in a promo previously within the last 2 weeks.
Savage says, oh, so me and Hogan was talking backstage, and we still want you to be a part of us. Do you still want to be a part of us? Sting, yes. All right. And that's how the show ends.
It was bad.
Oh boy.
I do not like seeing Hogan pleading for, like, the way he does for, like, approval from other guys. It's like, bro, you're supposed to be the biggest babyface in all of wrestling. They should be looking for you.
But it's weird. It amplified it. He didn't do it as much in WWF. It amplified in WCW.
Yeah, I mean, he like sort of deferred, but he wasn't deferring because he was the top guy. I'm like, do you need like direction from one guy to tell you, hey, just stay in your lane?
Rip off his shirt, go in the corner, and be quiet.
Seriously.
Okay.
Well, that is it for episode 15 of WCW Nitro, December 11th, 1995. BDC, what dark matches do we have?
Okay, so for the first dark match, Disco did double duty. He defeated Das Wunderkind, Alex Wright.
So he went against a dancer and a pretty boy.
Yep. Once again, the world television title was not defended on TV, and Johnny B. Bad defeated Diamond Dallas Page again.
They fought for like a month, 2 months straight already.
They fought like literally almost 2.5 months, and only 2 of their matches were on TV.
So this is Daly's rookie year, though, right?
The World Television Championship.
Yeah, and they had a title match at what was our last pay-per-view? Fall Brawl? That was our last pay-per-view, I want to say.
But think about this. The World Television title is not being defended on TV.
You only got an hour.
That's just like Rhino.
It's still the World Television title. It is still the World Television title. If there's one title that should be always defended on the show, it should be the World Television title.
Be nice.
And the last match was the Blue Bloods of Lord Steven Regal and Squire David Taylor defeating the Stud Stable, Bunkhouse Buck, and Dirty Dick Slater.
Okay.
That was it.
Right.
Three less than tantalizing dark matches.
And you had the segment, what matches?
Yeah.
Made you? That's Platano.
Man, I could ask. Well, you know what? Because Platano's here, I will ask the question. There is a segment that happens every week. It is, what is your moment of the night? I can pretty much tell you what mine and Dom's are, but we want to know what yours is.
Moment of the night?
Nitro moment.
Nitro moment of the night.
That's tough because this Nitro was so... Oh my god, it was horrible.
Well, Dom, sounds like his is our moment of the night. The moment of the night is officially when it ended. That is the moment of the night.
There's nothing good about this show. You can't find nothing good about this show whatsoever.
This show was trash. I mean, if you have a moment, more than welcome to share.
I mean, maybe the rack. That's about it. That was the most exciting part of the show. Other than that,
the rack.
Yeah. Other than that, no bueno.
Because they really did get hype behind him doing the rack. So yeah, we'll give him that one.
But I'm not.
We'll give it that.
I'm not giving his props for his promo. I'm like, oh god.
Yeah,
Gene,
promo.
You gotta go in the back and help him out with this, brother. That was.
Yeah, and while he's at it, he needs to go have a sit down with Brian Pillman too, because he went so far off the rails on that. I'm just like,
was he the loose
who is?
Not yet.
Nah, he. That promo said he was well on his way though, because man,
yeah, it was tough because I know he's had better promos than that, and I'm just like, ooh, you definitely did not connect the dots and stay in the right lane, brother.
No,
that was not good at all.
Right now on the road, you gotta get back in the right spot.
Like, and I get it. You wanted to get Orndorff out there so that you could spike his head, but damn.
Oh my god, that was probably the worst part. It's like, come on now. For 2 segments, you can have this guy
laid out.
It's
like, it's gonna be episode 16. They still gonna be trying to get him out of the arena.
In my head, I'm like, this is not Yokozuna. This is a guy who's about the same size as me for the most part, not the same build. Lucky bastard.
I mean, literally, it's like, dude, you're really having this much trouble getting. You guys are really having this much trouble getting this guy off the ground.
Yeah, like this made no sense to me.
Well, on the other channel, Monday Night Raw side.
Yep.
Owen Hart with Jim Cornette and Yokozuna taking on Jeff Hardy.
A young Jeff Harvey.
Young.
This is not
young
your
Hardy,
Team Extreme. This ain't your.
This is
your
still.
Brew.
This is still.
One. This is
This is still Hardy Boys.
Not even Hardy Boys. This is
like
a Jobber Hardy.
Yeah.
Oh,
I remember.
Okay.
This.
Probably underage Jeff Hardy right here.
Yep. He was only 16 at this time, apparently.
When he was wearing the yellow and black patchwork. Yeah.
The plaid t-shirt. The plaid t-shirt.
Yeah.
Pants.
All right. After this, we have Aja Kong taking on. John's gonna make fun of me. Chaparita Asiri.
Bless you.
Yeah, I don't know who she is, but her real name is Masami Watanabe.
Oh,
okay.
Never mind. Let me just stay out of that.
Well,
our next match, we have Ahmed Johnson taking on. Oh, hold on. Rick Stockenhausen.
Who? So I'm guessing jobber match.
Yeah, I'm assuming. And then your main event, Bret the Hitman Hart taking on Bob Backlund.
Ooh, this is.
Psycho
champion?
Bob. This is Psycho Bob Backlund, ain't it?
Yeah, I think Bret beats
assuming,
him in this, and then Backlund goes nuts after this. This was I think that was a pretty. You know what? It probably wasn't a good Raw except for the main event.
Yeah, I would concur.
Bret Hart won by a DQ.
Yes, I believe.
That's what started Backlund on his road.
Yep.
And he hit him with that
champion about another month from now.
Hit him with that nasty chicken wing.
Yep. And then Kevin Nash would just jackknife 1, 2, 3. A week later.
So, fellas, we know what happened on Raw. We know what happened on Nitro. Which show would you tune into?
Monday Night Football.
Probably. Who's on the game at that time?
Let's see. Monday. Who was on Monday Night Football?
This is when Backlund had him in the chicken wing.
Yep. My memory's not that bad. I've had a couple concussions.
And Monday Night Football that night was
the Chiefs and the Dolphins.
Ooh.
There you go.
I might be watching Dan Marino do his thing. Was he still playing? 95?
Yeah, I think so.
There you go. Monday Night Football. You have
Monday Night Football gets the win. These two shows were trash. Oh my god.
Yeah, the Chiefs and the Dolphins.
Oh boy.
There you go. Well, that is our show. It's the Nitro Podcast. Next week, episode 16. And then I'm going to go over the card right quick. If it's good, Platano might come back. Let's see.
Maybe.
Next week, we have Ric Flair taking on Eddie Guerrero.
Woo! That's a start. A good start. Good start.
We have Lex Luger taking on Marcus Alexander Bagwell, also known as Buff, with Scotty Riggs.
Mm-hmm.
Former podcast.
Two of them. Yep. We got Sting taking on Earl Robert Eaton.
Bobby Eaton.
Okay.
Bobby Eaton, yep. And then your main event is for the WCW Heavyweight Championship. We have the Giant taking on the Macho Man Randy Savage.
Ooh, yeah. I think I'm thinking.
I'm going.
Platano might be making another comeback.
Well, I'm going to say that you should definitely be on next week. I'm going to even go as far as to say that John may want to be on this episode too.
Uh-oh. Did you watch it already?
I remember the date, and I just had to take a minute to look to make sure I was accurate in what I was thinking. So, this is the episode next week where Alundra Blaze drops the championship in the garbage to start the show.
Really?
John
Yes.
Lee, Papi Platano, calling you out. You will be at the WCW Nitro episode 16. If you're not, maybe you're not a big boy and not ready to play with
But yeah, this is that episode. This is one of the WCW Nitro milestone episodes.
Oh yeah, John,
the first milestone episode.
Strat facts. Yep. We are calling your ass out.
Yes,
indeed.
Back
in full flesh.
Yes,
indeed. Back. If this is the episode what BDC is talking about with the Alundra Blaze dropping the title into that trash pail that she had, we want to hear your reaction. Come on down. Come on down.
Now I'm the medium-sized Meng. And now we need to bring in the big Meng, John Lee. Hey, yo.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Oh.
What, you got something else?
I got one more thing. I called out Bailey Humphrey earlier for the Mercy Kill finisher. I got the dude's name. The guy who invented it, Shane Mercer, aka the Iron Demon.
Ooh.
He is the creator of that finisher. Don't know what he calls it, but that is where she saw it. And his version, if she cleans it up like he does it, that's going to be a brutal looking move.
Better than
it's going to be.
Where the hell he at? I don't know. Where is he at? He's our age.
Stark.
Shane Mercer, yeah. Shane Mercer. Yeah.
What's the girl's name? Starks? What's her name? Zoe, yeah. I love that 350Z that she does, but
yeah.
TV time, man. Bullshit.
Yeah.
I agree with her too.
I think they're horrible with giving people who actually have it but don't have the look, because she's not out here looking like a. I don't want to say a bimbo because that's not the case at all. But
like Kermit.
She's not wow. She's not as
and with that
put together as some of the other women in
you didn't pay
in
that
the division.
bill, so I'm taking it away.
Yeah, so apparently now looking at Shane Mercer, that's not his only move that WWE has utilized recently. So Bailey Humphrey is using his finisher, but he has another move that Logan Paul is using called the Moonsault and Battery.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
I know what you're talking about.
That is Shane Mercer's move, too.
That is dangerous if he doesn't.
Which one's this?
The finisher that he's using now?
The polarizer.
Yes.
No.
No?
It's not that. So he has a move where he does a moonsault off the top rope. It's called the Moonsault and Battery. Logan Paul has used it a couple of times in his matches. Not the pulverizer now, but you look it up. You'll know it exactly as soon as you see it.
Is that the one where he does a moonsault and drop kicks you on your stomach?
Yeah,
kind of like when he's landing. It's almost like a reverse coup de grace.
Hold on.
Sorry, fans. This is probably a move I've used in.
Forearm. Yeah, I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, if you're a WWE fan and you're a 2K fan, this might be a move you want to put in your creator wrestler. Your caw.
Wait, actually, let me see if I can. I don't know if I can share this.
You know why Zoe Starks ain't getting no love?
Why's that?
She don't got a manager that's gonna put her on the show. Because we all know, Taker, you like hoes.
All right. Here's the move. First off, this dude is jacked as hell just to even flip this guy around like this.
Oh, you talking about basically like a Spanish fly, similar, but like a body slam version.
Isn't this what Adam Page does? Yeah, Adam Page does this.
Yeah, but nah. I'm not trusting nobody doing that move with me. Hell no. That's too much trust right there. You ain't breaking my neck.
Nah, there's very little chance of you snapping your neck on that one, but the pulverizer that he does? Nah.
Yeah, that pulverizer is nasty, man.
You really need to. You have to have full body control and trust him enough.
I was actually when he first pulled it off, I was actually looking at him like, wow, dude. Like, wow.
He's impressive. I gotta give it to you. I can't stand you, but impressive.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, all right, fellas. That is it for tonight. I'm going to go finish watching this Nick game. See if they can pull it out. Pause. For next week, episode 16.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to see if we get Strap Facts on the show. If not, he's a bitch. Mark, clip that one.
What the fuck?
Hey John, do you want to make Hogan and Eric Bischoff style? Ooh, look, you don't know what we've done. Trash. I was like, oh
Lord.
And
Well, that doesn't matter.
Death, but
This does matter. We are back. WrestleMania is over. The IDM pod is back. Brand new Nitros, brand new It Doesn't Matter podcast. Hell, Wrestling made us. We have a few episodes coming soon. And
I got something planned for that one, Bubba.
What you got, buddy? Want to tell me off air?
Yes.
All right. Until then, I'm Notorious when I am Dom. We are here with Papi Platano, and we are here with my man all the way down in Delaware. We are here with BDC. How you doing? And we will see you next week.
The tape machines are rolling. We're out of time. Dom, turn it off.
Boom.